Shockingly, Rolex is rolling up its sleeves to finally tackle those notorious waitlists and the elusive allure of their top-tier watches. They're beefing up production with new digs, all aimed at satisfying our collective luxury watch cravings. But here's where it gets intriguing. How will this expansion impact the bustling grey market? We've tapped into the insights of a grey market dealer to shed some light on what this could mean for the future of Rolex. Stick around as we dive into whether this means you'll soon be flaunting that dream Rolex, or if it'll just stir up more drama in the grey market. Hit that subscribe button to catch all the latest insights from opulent Oasis. In 2023, Rolex was setting the pace, producing a staggering 1.2 million watches and cashing in sales of 10.1 billion Swiss francs. That's not just making waves, it's practically causing a tsunami in the luxury market. Despite their impressive output, which leaves their nearest competitors eating dust by a whopping 680,000 units, getting your hands on a Rolex at retail prices is about as likely as finding a quiet spot in Times Square on New Year's Eve. With plans to open new production facilities next year, the buzz is real. Could this mean an end to those infamous waiting lists? Or might it just cool the jets on those skyrocketing grey market prices? It seems everyone's tuning in to see if this will flip the script on the luxury watch chase. Back in November 2022, word on the street was that Rolex was plotting some big moves to keep up with their sky-high demand. Fast forward to today, and the details are in. They're splashing out a cool £1.1 billion on a swanky new factory in the Bienne region, which won't be up and running until 2029. In the meantime, Rolex whipped up 3 temporary factories, each bustling with 250 to 300 of their top people. For watch enthusiasts, collectors, and those wheeling and dealing in the grey market, this signals a potential uptick in Rolex's production. But here's the thing. How fast can they really get those gears turning? The Swiss watchmaking arena is practically begging for skilled craftsmen, those wizards who can weave magic into each luxury piece, despite the robots doing the heavy lifting. Training the newbies, it's more marathon than sprint, proving that the watch world's glamorous facade often masks the real grind behind the scenes. As for those new temporary production hubs gearing up to open next year, it's anyone's guess whether they'll be churning out stainless steel sports models or other crowd favorites. While you might start seeing more gold Rolex watches sparkling away in authorized dealer displays, the overall impact on availability and the shake-up it could cause in the grey market is still a bit murky. Recently, the waiting times for some smaller models, like the 36mm date just for ladies, have dropped to just a few weeks. Seems like Rolex might be shifting gears to pump out more than just the ultra-popular stainless steel stunners. There's a buzz that one of the new factories could be decked out to focus on gold and titanium pieces. Those are the real golden geese. Take the titanium Yachtmaster, for instance. It's fetching a 50% premium over the Submariner despite having similar specs. Looks like Rolex might be playing a game of luxury leapfrog with their strategy. But pause right there. Want to be part of the opulent Oasis buzz? Click subscribe for the coolest updates. Now back to our deep dive. When we talk about Rolex, we're diving into a world where every watch is a statement of luxury and a savvy investment. Imagine if Rolex switched gears and started making their coveted steel sports models as readily available as your morning brew. What would happen then? The exclusive charm might start ticking away, and those hefty price tags might not stand as tall if just anyone could stroll into a store and pick one up. The real challenge for Rolex is to maintain that allure of exclusivity while also meeting growing demand. They need to make sure some models stay as hard to find as a quiet cafe on a busy Monday, while still producing enough to keep their enthusiasts satisfied. Now let's dive into Rolex's game plan with those new production facilities they're setting up for 2025. These factories might just trim down those infamously long waitlists at authorized dealers. But as it stands, supply is still playing hard to get with demand. Even with a few market hiccups in the last couple of years, Rolex's growth game is strong. Over in the US, demand jumped a whopping 35% between 2021 and 2023. Hong Kong, Japan, and a few European players are also seeing their numbers go up. Apparently Rolex is on the move, but they're not sprinting, more like a power walk. Because in the world of luxury, it's about making sure every tick is worth the talk. Looking forward, it seems Rolex's growth might level off to a comfy 4% to 6% annually until 2029, when their new production facility is set to hit its stride. But let's not get too starry-eyed. Just because they crank up the production lines doesn't mean the classic supply and demand dance will find its perfect rhythm overnight. More likely, this production uptick will just shadow the climbing demand rather than fully catch up. So expect those coveted models to stay just out of reach, and those infamous waitlists to keep their legendary status. As for the grey market dealers, they'll keep thriving on the scarcity, dancing around while orchestrate a better balance. When it comes to the grey market, those dealers are as old as time and just as adaptable. Even before the Rolex hype skyrocketed, savvy shoppers were scouring the grey market for deals, and this is likely to continue if prices find a steady state. Enter Rolex's certified pre-owned program, aimed to smooth out the price bumps in the secondary market. It's a strategic play to tighten their control over pricing, but let's not sound the alarm just yet. Grey market dealers are like that friend who can always snag a table at the busiest spots. They've got tricks up their sleeves and aren't going anywhere. Rolex is playing a strategic game of chess, skillfully expanding production to close the gap between supply and demand while ensuring their luxury status shines brighter than ever. The grey market, always ready to adapt, isn't disappearing anytime soon. Even before Rolex became a household name, savvy shoppers were hunting for deals in these less-than-official channels, and if prices stabilize, that trend is likely to continue. Meanwhile, Rolex's certified pre-owned program is smoothing out price fluctuations in the secondary market, a smart move to tighten their control over pricing, though it's unlikely to deter the seasoned grey market dealers. So Rolex is upping their game, but don't expect the grey market to fade away. This new strategy might shake things up a bit, but it won't eliminate the allure of snagging a rare piece. If you're on the hunt for that elusive model, stay sharp. The thrill of the chase is what makes it all the more rewarding. First off, those new Rolex factories, think of them as temporary fixes, kind of like renting a fancy event space to handle a big crowd. They're stepping up production without the long-term commitment. And don't be surprised if Rolex starts cranking out their most expensive models, like those shiny metals and sleek titanium beauties. These luxury watches are still likely to catch the eye of grey market buyers who are happy to shell out a little extra to bypass the weight. The long-term effects of Rolex turning up their production are still a bit of a cliffhanger. This could mean more watches popping up on shelves at regular prices, but don't expect the grey market to just roll over and disappear. There's always someone out there eyeing a deal on a like-new Rolex or itching to skip the line for the latest model. Rolex is essentially rolling the dice, aiming to make their swanky watches more accessible while trying not to dilute the exclusive aura that has collectors hooked. Will this ruffle some feathers in the grey market? Time will indeed tell, but one thing's for sure, the Rolex collecting scene could be heading for some blockbuster twists. We're itching to know what you think about all this Rolex buzz. Go ahead, drop a comment below, smash that like button if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe to Opulent Oasis for more juicy updates. Thanks for tuning in, and we can't wait to dive into your thoughts on the ever-dynamic world of Rolex.